A tale of two markets. Austin versus the Austin MSA. What is actually happening? Reventure keeps saying the market's crashing, but he also just said this to Newsweek. This year's spring selling season is shaping up to be the best for American homebuyers in 5 years. So let's talk about the Austin housing market. What is actually happening in the Austin housing market? We're going to come back to Reventure's comments here in a little bit in his Newsweek article and go through the whole gamut. I'm Jeremy Knight, your favorite Austin realtor. Let's talk about the things that matter to you in the Austin market. There's a lot to go through. The Austin housing number just dropped for March. And guess what? They're actually below, depends on where you're looking, are below the 2024 housing market numbers in some markets and higher in others. I want to get through this. One thing I want to talk about though, before we get there, and this is something that I am seeing in the housing market, and now you tell me what you're seeing in the housing market, but this article right here from realtor.com talks about what home sellers are looking at in this market. Now, they are saying that out of 81% of potential home sellers think they will achieve their asking price and secure a higher offer in this market. Now, this isn't the Austin market, but here is the sad reality. 35% of homes on the market has saw a price reduction in March. That's higher than 2024 and higher than 2023 at the same time. And this is what our friend over at Reventure, Nick Gorelli, goes into in his Newsweek article, is there's a lot of inventory. And even what I've been saying on this channel is that the inventory in Austin is going to be beneficial for home buyers this year. So the question I'm going to ask you real quick, do you think it's still a good time to buy? Because most sellers think it is a good time to sell, even though interest rates, as we just saw, went back up to about 7%. The tariff wars and all that nonsense has not really helped us because it dropped down to 6%. And we actually saw a 9% year-over-year increase in the amount of purchase applications. That's not even the refi applications. Those were even higher. So what we're seeing is that there is still a huge buyer demand. And every time those rates come down, more buyers are in the market. Right now, I have more signed buyer representation agreements right now than we did in February, and more than we did this same time last year. We've actually closed as a team more clients already this year, and more of those clients are getting really good deals. So the question for you is it still a good time to buy? And for those sellers, is it really good time to sell? Here's something really interesting when it comes to the amount of people out there considering buying. Don't worry, I'm going to get into the Austin housing numbers. I just want to get some of this stuff out of the way first. And oh, by the way, you might be saying, where the heck is this guy shooting at? Well, stay tuned. We got a video coming up about the car condo that we're purchasing to put our YouTube studio in for people who want to come shoot YouTube content. We got a full tour of the community as well. So that's going to be another video, but that's where we are shooting at from today. So how many renters are looking to buy? Well, the stats are showing us that 74% of renters say they aspire to own a home someday, according to the 2024 report that just came out from NAR. Now, that same report says 65% of renters say they'd rather own than rent, but most cited unaffordability or affordability and high mortgage rates as the biggest barriers. Camera guy behind the camera can talk about that because we're looking at homes. His name is Bryce. Yes, I know he has a name. Sorry, B. Zillow 2023 consumer housing trends reported that 81% of renters wanted between 25 and 34 said owning a home is part of their long term. So still a lot of home renters are looking to jump into the market. So that's some helpful information. So let's dive into what actually happened in the Austin area. First of all, let's look at the median rents. Rents are something we don't talk about usually on the channel. I don't personally, and my team don't typically help with rentals, but if you are looking to rent, I do have some resources. So feel free to reach out to us. I won't work with you. My wife won't work with you. Our team typically won't work with you, but we do have a resource if you're looking to rent. But median rent dropped 4.1% for the Round Rock MSA, Austin MSA. Closed leases dropped to 2.02%, and pending leases we're up, which means more leases are hitting the market, meaning more inventory. But the median rent stayed the same at $24.50 in Austin. So I don't really talk about rents as much, but that's good information for our investor clients who reach out to us wanting to know that information. So let's look at the housing market numbers. So for the Austin MSA, if we actually look at things, we were down 1% year over year. But if we look at the monthly trends, these numbers are a little bit different than the Austin MSA numbers or what the Austin numbers are saying. But we are seeing a month over month increase. Yes, we are behind 2024 prices, but is that a good thing for you as a buyer? Would you rather be paying higher than 2024 prices right now if you're a buyer? No, you'd want to be paying less, and you'd be wanting to be reaching out to us because we've been negotiating crazy deals for our clients recently. So let's go back to the numbers. Closed sales were down 9.3% in the Austin area, showing you that yes, buyer demand is out there, but rates have definitely still slowed some people down. Here's what's interesting though. New inventory is up 18%, and this is what is going to fuel these prices from not going too crazy. In fact, if you followed this channel, I said this exact thing would happen this year. Beginning of the year, rates probably weren't going to go down. So you weren't going to see crazy price increases. So what are we seeing? We're seeing gradual price increases, but not crazy price increases, and lots and lots and lots of inventory. But here's what's interesting for March. Pendings went up 3.1%. And the average list to close price ratio is at 94.4%, telling you that people are still offering below list price. So those sellers that think that they are going to get this way over list price offer, well, the reality is that's potentially not going to happen based on this. Now, look, this is for the Austin MSA. And here's where things get interesting because Austin MSA, like I've said all along, 5 different counties. You're going from all the way down to San Marcos, all the way up to pretty much Gerald, right? Those are, and then from Bastrop all the way out to almost the Highland Lakes area. So what we are seeing is that, yes, there's more listings as a whole. Yes, prices are barely below last year's prices at $446,000 as a median. Yes, list to close price ratio is lower, but it is these outside areas that are dragging down the numbers. And why in the world would Jeremy say that? Well, look, here's the city of Austin. City of Austin is up 5.5% year over year. Yes, the numbers are true. Closed sales are down still, yet pendings were even down in Austin last month. The average list to close price ratio is 94%. So what is this telling us though? And new listings are up 23%. So we may see a softening over the next month in April based on this information, but the prices in Austin, because it's insulated, this is what we even talked about on Real Migos many times. Austin is still very insulated. It's these outside areas that are building new construction. Now, I actually have a stat right here. Last month, closings under 500K. 60% of what closed last month was under 500K. If we go look at the median price for Austin MSA was 446,000. It was 50% of the homes sold last month were under $446,000. But new construction, and this is where prices are slightly affected. New construction was 32%, 808 closings out of the 2,500 closings from last month. So new construction spread out in the North County and the South County are what are slowing our overall prices down. And why do I say that? Well, Caldwell County was up, but the median price for Caldwell County is $336,000. Closed sales were way down, and the closed list price ratio at 95%. Pending sales were actually up, so we might see prices tick up just slightly bit. But Bastrop County down 6.3%. Their median price $351,000. Okay, now let's look at some of the other counties. We have Hayes County. So Hayes, our brothers and sisters to the south, up 2%, but their median price is $390,000. Are you seeing the trend? The areas around Austin, outside of Austin, are under 400K largely. And then we go look at Travis County. The median for Travis County, 529,000, up almost 5%. Closed sales were down a little bit. Pending sales were down a little bit for Austin or Travis County. But then here's Williamson County. $418,000 is the median close price. They were down 1.6% last year, over last year, but pending sales were up slightly. So what is this telling us? The deals for most of our clients are in areas like Williamson, Hayes, Caldwell. Oh, there's a Ferrari pulling up right now, a Ferrari SUV. This is so sick. This is why what's really cool about the car condos. So you can't see what I'm seeing. I'm looking down the row of car condos right here. I'm seeing a Ferrari 458 pull up. There's a Porsche 911, and somebody just pulled up in a Porsche or a Ferrari SUV. They're going to be a cool complex. Reach out to me if you want more information on this. But okay, sorry, sidetracked. But overall, the numbers are still looking strong. And yes, buyers are getting deals. So the question that I have for you is, all of this information good or bad for the housing market? And what are your thoughts? So the interest rates have actually dropped back down. They were hit 7% the other day, down to 6.86%. So the question for you, is it a good time to buy? Is it a good time to sell? That is up to you and your finances. If you are looking to buy or sell in the Austin area, please, our information is down in the description. We'd love to chat with you and see if we are a fit to work with you. We don't take on every client. We try to take on as many clients that fit us. So drop a comment below. We'll see you in the next video. Is Austin screwed? Is the market crashing? You tell me.